All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our press conference this evening for our Noble Day event, 7 March at York Hall. I'm going to turn it over to our promoter for the evening, Mr. Kevin Campion.
Hi everyone, thank you for hanging around. It's been a long evening. It's the third press conference of the evening. We're at the Grand Hotel in Trafalgar Square, as Brett said, for the Noble Day, 7th of March at York Hall. I'm pleased to be joined by this wonderful gentleman sitting either side of me for what is a cracking card. What I'm going to do is just go along the table and just introduce everyone a little bit, and then we'll hand over to Brett just for questions. I don't want to talk too much. So on my far right, we've got Robert Asagba, who I'm very pleased to be on the card making his professional debut. He's managed by a very good boxing guy in Ben Doughty, and we're very pleased to be able to give him the platform to show his very good skills on the 7th of March. Next to Robert is Jimmy Perrin. Now, if you see Jimmy Perrin in his first pro fight, it was an absolute war. Jimmy Perrin has the type of style that no matter who he fights, whether it be a boxer, puncher, it's going to be a war, you're going to want to turn up. Jimmy just has one of them styles, and on the 7th of March, I'm sure he won't disappoint us again. On to my immediate right, Raheem Noble. As we give the title of the fight, it's the Noble Day. Raheem makes up the noble part of that headline title. However, not to give any confusion, Mr. Noble isn't fighting Mr. Day. It just happens to be both at the top of the bill, but against different opponents. So Raheem stepping against the number 2 Croatian fella, and we're looking forward to his continuous impressive run so far. To my immediate left, Mr. Ben Day, who needs no introduction. If you know Ben, Ben's one of the nicest guys in boxing. He owns a gym in London, not too far from here. And he's had some ups and downs that have been well documented, as well as, I said, he's one of the nicest guys that you could possibly come across in boxing. I'm very, very pleased to be able to give him the platform on the 7th of March to go for his first title in the International Masters. And in his last fight against Ben Nella at the end of last year, it was an absolute cracker. He took a couple of rounds to wake up, which gave me some nightmares, to be honest with you, sat ringside, but he did manage to wake up and he did manage to put in the performance he deserved to get the win. And on my far left is Matthew Chandler, coming into his third fight. Matthew stopped a good guy in his second fight, looks really, really impressive, and he's just continued to improve all the way through, so we look forward to his third fight on the 7th of March. I'd just like to hand over to Brett now for the questions to the guys.
All right, we'll start down here, and again, we'll just move across the table. We'll go for questions from our internet audience and then questions in the room. So first up, Robert Asagba. So Robert, I've got a couple questions for you. One from Roy from the internet. I've seen Ben Doherty has been hyping you up on Facebook, but I've never ever heard of you.
What have you done to make Ben? That's a contradiction in terms, by the way.
What have you ever done to make Ben make these claims?
First off, he has heard of me because he just said he has. And secondly, it's not hype. It's not hype at all. From 2014, when I first decided to turn pro, I was in camp with Colin Lyons in preparation for the English travel. Since then, I've been in camp with Larry Kindero, Freddie Turner. These are championship level fighters. And I feel I've never ever been outclassed. Ever. So I was born to do this, I was born to be a boxer. So he's going to see, don't worry. He doesn't know yet, but he'll see.
And Julie says, Asagba is an interesting surname. Where does the name Asagba originate from?
Asagba, well, my father's side is family, obviously, and it's from Nigeria. Yeah, I've got Nigerian blood in me, so I'm a winner.
So you're a fighter.
I'm a fighter.
You can hit.
All right, any questions in the room? All right, let's hear it from Robert Asagba. All right, next up, Jimmy Perrin. Jimmy, Parker29 on Twitter says, why have you been so inactive?
Everyone knows it's really loads of money in boxing. I work 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week. I'm one of the hand miners and the cross rail. So I was just keep trying to fit it in. It's just I work 1 week days, 1 week nights. Just trying to fit the training in,
Yeah.
That's basically it, really.
Yeah, I gotta say credit to a couple of you guys that I talked to that work full-time jobs and then try to fit boxing and training. You get off a 12-hour shift and you think, God, I gotta go to the gym now, really? And spend a couple hours in there. So yeah, hats off to all you guys that are working hard and trying to fit this in as well. So well done. Harry Johnson says, what's the beef between you and Brent Osborne?
The beef is me and Brent. When we was in their licence boxing, he was supposed to fight me. And he pulled out, I think it was 2 weeks before, stating that he couldn't make the weight, he didn't sell enough tickets, he wasn't well, those were excuses. And then basically it was because I was inactive. I asked Steve if maybe I'd do one like heavy, instead of 2 men, we'll come back and fight heavy. So when I had to cut so much weight, and me and him, never disrespecting him as a fighter, he said it'd be a good fight, and we could put it to rest. And then Brent started saying he'd knock me out and all this and that, but he wouldn't do it. He definitely wouldn't do it. No chance. He knows. I've spoken to Steve, but maybe I didn't know with him. I didn't even fight him like heavyweight. So it's up to him.
Questions from the audience for Jimmy?
Yeah, I didn't see your first fight, so Kevin described it as something of a war. Yeah. It was your debut, right? Yeah. I'd just like to ask, for the sake of devil's advocate, your first fight is not supposed to be a war, ideally. What was it that led to that situation in your view?
It's the way I fight. I like having a fight. I never said I was going to be the best boxer. But what I do, I get fit, I'm durable, I'm strong, and I punch hard. And the things I lack, I make up with other things. And if people want to stand and war with me, I love that. You know, I like people like seeing it. I like giving people what they want to see. So if people want to stand there and have a trade on me, I'll smile and I'll do the same back.
Why not?
Yeah.
All right, any other questions for Jimmy? All right, let's hear it for Jimmy Parent. All right, Raheem Noble. Raheem wants the extended version of this, so let's have some good questions. So Raheem, we'll start with this one. Dion from South London. You've built up a 7-win record very quickly. Is this a false record, or is it a sign that you have the pedigree to be a champion?
Definitely pedigree to be a champion. I've not been versed journeyman throughout my whole time. I've first game fighters that I've come to win. Competitive bouts. My last bout was against a kid who was in Portsmouth, preparing for a training camp, just like me, stopped him. First game Leo, another competitive fighter, stopped him. First another kid came to fight, came to win, stopped him. So all of my fights so far, majority competitive, and I've put in the performances to back it up that I am the champion in the making.
Okay, and Lucy says, you obviously train very hard. Do you have time for girlfriends, or is it boxing only?
I train extremely hard. Training is my life. I don't come out of the training camp when the fight's over, have a day off, back in the gym. But I do have time for a girlfriend. She's in the front row right over there. So she's the only girl that's my life right now. But other than that, training. She knows what it's like. I wake up, train, go to work, come home, train, come home again, sleep for a bit, train. That's my life. The training camp never ends.
I was going to say I was going to give you Lucy's contact details, but maybe your girlfriend will make them instead. All right, any questions for Raheem? All right, let's hear it for Raheem Noble. On to Ben Day. So Brian from Facebook says, I saw your last fight against the kid from Portsmouth at your call. You didn't seem with it for the first 3 rounds. What happened?
Who's this? Who's this? 14 months out, I think. Don't forget I've had no amateur fights, 2 white collars and turn pro. I'm very sorry I'm not with it. You know what I mean? It takes a little bit of time to get with it. Give me a break, this is tiring. I'm 35 years of age. I used to drink a lot as well, so.
I know.
That actually leads nicely into our next question from Ryan in St. Albans. He says, at your age, do you think your career is limited?
I don't like this guy. I'm passionate kids in the gym there, and they're like 15 years younger than me, 10 years younger than me, and they're kind of like, was in round 6 or 7, I don't even know, I forget now, but he was on the floor, and I had to put him back in the ring, and I finished with him. So, it doesn't mean anything. I'm ripped, I'm fit. What does he do anyway? Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Watches.
Yeah.
Bet he's fat. It's true though.
You're probably right. All right, it's up to now.
Stop.
And one final question from Tyrone James on Twitter. I see you own a gym. Is it not hard work to work at the gym and train in the same place?
I don't train in the same place anymore. I did for the first 5 fights. And everyone was coming up to me talking about memberships and that shit. And it was, fucking tiring. But Jack Redding's at the back there. Smart. He helps me out, he covers it. But, you know, the business is 24 hours a day, you know. If you run it correctly and you run it well, it's a success, you know. It's like having a child, you know. So, I don't know how to do it, I really don't. But I'm bloody good at it.
Yeah.
All right, any questions from the audience yet?
Ben, by way of introduction, Kevin described you as one of the nicest guys in boxing. Can I ask, for the sake of detail, who's the other one? That's a joke. No,
Got to laugh, sorry, Ben. It's true.
In all seriousness, I know that you're
I'm nasty. In the ring.
I know that your seminal inspiration for boxing was Prince Nassim Hamid. And to watch you in the early days when I saw you pre-pro.
Did you see round 5 on the last night?
Yeah. I know that was initially, it was almost like stars in our eyes, Nez impression. It was quite convincing in the gym. Obviously, you get a bit more mature as you go along and you've had 7 fights now. Can I ask what's changed since those days of flat out trying to imitate Hamid?
Doesn't work. You want the truth? It works to a certain level. It's just trying to turn it on and turn it off. Knowing when you can do it and when you can get away with it. But like I said, that last fight, I just ran into shots for a laugh for a bit when I see if I could take his shots, and I was elusive. I didn't get caught. So it's just getting it right in the ring. I can do it in the gym all day long, you know, and I have been, but I just need to get it right in the ring. And as soon as I do, everyone's in trouble.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Ben?
Ben, your next opponent's 2-0, and he's not.
2-0.
Yeah, he's not. His opponent's out in the first round. Does that worry you, or do you prepare any different for that?
Don't give a shit. Like, he hasn't been through what I've been through in my life, so no. Whatever.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, let's hear it for Ben Day.
And last but not least, Matthew Chanda. Matthew Francis on Twitter says, the division you're in looks wide open. When do you think you'll be ready to challenge for a Southern Area title?
As soon as I get the win, challenge or win.
When will you be ready to challenge?
I don't know. I'm just looking at who's next and doing an impressive job on who's next and showing I'm ready to fight. For Southern Area title as soon as possible, really.
Anytime. Ready now?
Yeah.
Ready tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm ready in an hour.
Ready now. All right. Let me go get warmed up. Turn up.
All right, and Bill from Facebook says, is it hard to get sparring partners at your weight? And who have you been sparring in preparation for this bout?
It's hard to find sparring partners my weight, yeah, but it's not hard to find sparring because I'm used to sparring fighters who are a couple weights heavier than me and stuff. So it's not. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's hard. No. And yeah, to fight between my weight, I usually maybe fight amateurs. We go to Islington Boxing Club. We train at Sparta Gym. There's quite a few fighters who are my weight there as well. And just travel around. So it's not really difficult, no.
Any questions from the audience for Matthew?
Matthew, I remember seeing you on the amateur circuit around about 10 years ago, boxing for Clare and Venner. Given you're one of the lighter weights who are traditionally supposed to peak earlier and burn out that little bit earlier, Has it taken quite a long time to make the step to become professional, relatively?
What I was, yeah, it took me about 10 years ago, but I took 3 years out because I had an injury, and so I wouldn't say, I mean, my body hasn't taken a lot of damage. I mean, I don't smoke or drink excessively or anything like that, and I sort of I wouldn't say a health freak, but I do make sure I eat well and drink well and stuff. So my body holds up and stuff. So yeah, I still feel like, even though I got injured when I was 24, when I came back, I still feel like I'm near 24, 25 sort of thing. So yeah, I still feel fresh.
Cool. Any other questions for Matthew? Yeah.
How have you prepared differently for this fight than the other 2 fights that you've had?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'm still adjusting to the pros. I mean, the amateurs is quick and fast paced and stuff. So I mean, you probably saw it in my first my debut against Anwar Fadi. I was jumping and bouncing around the place and stuff. And in my second fight, I was sort of not flat-footed, but I tried to settle down a bit more, and it showed the power. Well, I ended up stopping him, and the power came through. But then you can say Anwar Fadi is more tricky, not to look after himself, and I can't remember what's his name. Price sort of gave me more openings than Anwar Fadi did. But yeah, I think maybe setting down my power tower and taking my time, and also getting the power through, I think. So that's not to answer your question.
Anything else for Matthew? How about one more hand for our boxers? Robert G.
So I just want to thank everyone for coming tonight, hanging around. It's been a long evening. We've had some lighting issues, and you've all been very patient. Tickets are still available for this show if you're running. Please see one of the boxers, or you can purchase them online. iBoxingtickets.com, where you can buy the tickets direct from the boxers as well. So I look forward to seeing you all on the 7th of March. Thank you very much.
First off, I just want to say, every boxer that's here, it takes a lot to be a boxer, so I respect every fighter that's here. On March 7th, I'm not looking to win, I'm looking to make a statement. I've just come from the gym, I've been here, I'm going back to the gym. I mean, boxing is my life. March 7th, I want all of you to be there, I want all of you to watch and see what type of show I put on. Thanks.
I want to say thank you in response to that. I respect that completely. Guys like that is what boxing's about. Guys that put their life on the line for the sport, that train daily, that live the life. But I just want to tell you one thing. 7th of March, normal day, that's my day. It's my day to shine. I'm the star of the show. The time will come soon. But I respect what you're doing, so keep at it, bro.
My response to that is there's room for both of them on the show, so you can both make a statement and then come back and we can do it again another time.
They're all going to be dwarfed the next week by Luke Prince Patel anyhow.
I just have to say as well, to the whole Goodwin team, we've had 3 press conferences tonight, 3 amazing fight cards. I'm looking at every one of these shows. I just can't wait. I think you've done a fantastic job, so well done to the whole Goodwin team. And I think from tonight forward, it's going to be Kevin Lights Out campaign. All right, we'll do one-on-one interviews. Again, there's posters in the back. If you guys want posters, grab them. And that's it. Thanks a lot for coming. And it's been a really long night, so I appreciate it.